What is your assessment on current situation?
Well, I think the current situation is, I call it sort of stably unstable, or obviously the ceasefire line of contact, unfortunately, there are now more dangerous weapons on either side, and maybe 30 to 40 people are still dying every year on the line of contact. But I think I think the main problem is that there is very little trust between the two presidents. Trust, yes. I mean, I think the relationship between them is quite poor, and in Dmitry Medvedev there was someone who was prepared to bring them together. I don't see that Vladimir Putin is interested in playing that role.
Why?
Putin is a bit more cynical, I would say, about this conflict. Cynical maybe about most things, and I think sees no reason to get involved. He sees it. I think he had a bad experience back in 2004 when he tried to get involved, and they weren't interested. So I think, and so John Kerry is supposedly interested, but I think we're not seeing. I think the dynamic is still the same. That the resistance in Armenia and Azerbaijan and Karabakh to change is bigger than the international pressure to make a change.
Is it possible to resume war? Is it possible to resume hostilities? What can you say on this? What is your prediction?
Well, I think today it's unlikely. I think obviously we're looking at the Azerbaijani side, which is the one who would be most likely to start hostilities, and they rationally, it's not in their interest. Why take that risk? You could lose everything that you've built, this enormous wealth and strength of Azerbaijan. You could lose that in a week if the war goes badly for you. So why take the risk? But I think there is a danger. There are maybe two dangers. One is that in a few years, that the rhetoric will have created a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy in which they've talked about it so much that it becomes difficult not to act. That's one danger. The other danger is that on the line of contact, there's so little physical contact between the sides that some incident, one small incident, could escalate. And there are also, I think, some people on the Armenian side who think, some hotheads, shall we say, on the Armenian side, who think if we're going to have a war, let's have it sooner rather than later, who would respond to some kind of incident on the line of contact.
Can we expect some kind of changes here in South Caucasus after the normalization relations between Georgia and Russia? I don't know.
Maybe some kind of stabilization of the situation, maybe in quite a more distant prospect, possibly the reopening of the railway in Abkhazia. But basically, that may be a few positive developments. But unfortunately, the Karabakh conflict has its own negative local dynamics, which are completely specific to Armenia and Azerbaijan. I see both sides still kind of taken prisoner by this conflict, and I don't see that they found a way to get out of this conflict yet.
Okay, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.